Good morning. Hi there. Today we'll talk about what is research. What do we mean by scientific research? The different type of research, characteristic of a good research, and some examples. This is a quick introduction into really the sense of scientific research and how is scientific research different from other type of writing like reports or journals or bios or stories. It's very interesting, and we'll start by defining what is research. Okay, different. There are many different hundreds of definition of research in general, and it's very simple. I just want to make it very simple. The word research consists of two parts of and search. The word search, it means to look for something. Then you have to redo it many times till you find the best answer. Scientists like Pern, for example, define research as a systematic investigation to find an answer to a question. And others say that it's structured inquiry. Again, structured inquiry. So it's already there is a base for that one, and there are procedures that utilize acceptable scientific methodology to solve a problem. Now, the common thing about these two definitions is that they're all talking about solving a problem or to answer a problem. So the motivation for any research actually is that you have to have a problem or a research question that you need to inquire systematically to find the best solution for that question. A quick example of any research. First, we have to anticipate the problem. So one problem is that we have low students' academic performance. So we have students who their CGPA, for example, is minus 2.00. They are getting like 1.9 under preparation. So these students actually they suffer from a low academic performance. It's really a problem. It's end by students being kicked out of college, or students are not getting their diplomas or certificates, and they are not therefore getting good jobs. So this is a problem. Now, how to find a solution for this problem? First of all, we identify the problem, then we make the research question, and then think about what is or are the best methodology or procedure we will apply in order to find or to get an answer. So there is a problem, and the problem is being transferred into a question. Then we are implementing methodology, and based on the methodology we are finding answer, and then we are writing a report of recommendation to the concerned people. This is a quick example of a research. Whenever you are saying that you are trying to find a solution for any question through research, it means that you have a framework of set of philosophy, that it's the different anticipation or trial others did in order to solve the same problem, what they found out, and then you build on the previous knowledge. And then also you use methodology, which are procedures, methods, techniques that have been credited and found to be valid and reliable. And then it's also designed to unbiased. You have to be unbiased. Now, what is the difference between validity and reliability in research? Okay, validity and reliability in research are very main concepts. In Arabic, we called it like al-misdaqiyya wa thabat. So if the study use a correct procedure, that have been applied before and found to be very correct, that it means that it is valid. And if they use the right type of measurement or tools, it means that the information they are, which will, be the conclusion or the findings, they can be described as reliable. Okay, something that we can rely on, something that we can trust. Okay, this is the different main difference between reliability and validity. So what does it mean to avoid bias or subjectivity? A good researcher should avoid bias. Being biased مثل ما نقول متحيز. So a good researcher shouldn't be only attractive to what he thinks that is right or considered to be good. Rather, he should be open to the knowledge, he should be accepting whatever the findings, and should not implement his own background or, force the research to follow his own philosophy or life discipline. Now, we have to be very objective in the sense that we do not deliberately attempt to cancel or to change, to alter things just for the sake that they would suit our own interest. In Arabic we call them الباحث يجب أن لا يكون متحيزا and he should be objective, يعني يكون يبحث عن المعلومة whatever this information is available. Okay, as research, we have different type of research. The research, they do apply to different principles. We have research in medicine, in social science, the research in economy, in geography, research in anatomy. So they're all different life. It's affected by one way or another by research. Scientists' inventions or this smart production are just a production of research. So in all aspects of life, our life has been advanced and moved to the past through research. And this research is differ according to the type or to the innocence or to the unique feature of that specialization. Now, but there are main characteristics of research. There are some main characteristic of research. We have set of characteristics, and one important characteristic of research, that is controlled. Control in the sense that if you want to discover the relationship between, for example, the effect of some medicine onto human life, what you have to do, you have to control the experiment into a way that you only measure the effect of that treatment on the solution or in medicining that illness. So الضبط هنا is very important, okay, so that you can justify that the cause is just based on the reason of that factor. Now, in social science, it's really difficult to extremely difficult to control the factors responsible. For example, if we're talking about the effect or why students are losing marks, it's really difficult to just identify one factor, because the relationship here is very interrelated. But in other scientific contexts, like in computing or engineering or in medicine, 1 + 1 = 2. You can just easily separate things and control them. Another main feature or characteristic of research, it's rigorous. Rigorous in the sense that it follows procedures. You apply some methods and you have some questions. The questions should be relevant, appropriate, justified, in order to find the best answer. It's also systematic, so there is a scientific way of thinking where you have to apply set of procedures. You have to follow these set of procedures, and you have to check that all these set of procedures are followed. For example, you have to have an introduction, you have to have a brief literature review about whatever you want to talk about. You have to have a clear description of the methodology or the methods, and then you have to do the data analysis. And after data analysis, you have to explain the findings and then provide us with your conclusion. Another thing is that it's and valid and verified. The concept here implies that whatever you conclude is, or your finding actually is correct and can be verified by anyone or other researchers, because you follow a set of scientific procedures. Empirical, it means that you collect information based upon hard experience gathering. So you have experience gathering, you take people, there is a survey, there are different investigation procedures. So in order to have a solid information. Critical, the procedure used to be on methods implied is critical and to research inquiry. The procedures or the methodology or investigation must be proof and free from any drawbacks, and it involves so much of thinking before you implement it. What are the different type of research? How research can be classified? There are tens of classification based on time, procedure, type of information. So scientists have divided or have classified research into different types. And one of the classification, they can be made based on application, the type of application or objectives أهداف من الدراسة, or the type of information you're gathering, نوعية المعلومات اللي نجمعها. For example, based on the type of information we have quantitative, which is based on numbers, نقول إحنا إحصاءات حاجات إحصائية, and then qualitative, we call this one this type as البحوث الكمية, and qualitative البحوث النوعية, and we'll talk more about this in this course. And based on the objective, it means what exactly were your objectives. هدفك من هذه الدراسة, it could be exploring or exploratories, descriptive, you want to describe any feature, or correlative research, هو الدراسات الارتباطية, is there a correlation between, is there a link between X and Y, okay, and then explanatory research as well. And then based on application, it means why you are, in what extent your finding can be applied. Is it only to enhance the knowledge? Then it is pure research. Is it only to change, make changes, implement changes, put changes into human life? Then this is what applicable or applied research. هنا نسميهم بحوث نوعية, وهنا بحوث تطبيقية. الأولى هو بحوث pure research, it means بحوث علمية بحتة صرفة. أما هنا no, applied بحوث تطبيقية قابلة to be produced in outcomes or in products to enhance human life. So, and there are different type of also research. Throughout this semester we'll come to know of these type of research, but this is just a simple way of classifying some type of research. Thank you very much for your listening. I wish this was, relevant to you all. Thank you all, and see you in the next presentation.